I think most people assume that the majority of people worked over by the press are celebrities. Not true. The majority of the people worked over by the press are not celebrities. And I have here with me now someone whose business was ruined by the British press, Danielle Hindley. Now, you had a nail salon, is that the right?
Yeah, I do a lot of different treatments in hair, nails, beauty, a little bit of aesthetics and semi-permanent makeup.
Tell me the story.
So the back end of 2017, I had a journalist come into my home with a hidden camera pretending to be a client, and she was asking strange questions that clients don't ask. It was only the next day after. I couldn't stop thinking about this woman that had been in my house. Because I knew she wasn't a client. She'd text me from a phone number to book it, so I Googled her phone number and it came up straight away. Charlotte Waste, Daily Mail reporter.
Oh.
And, yeah. So first of all, I contacted the police because I thought she'd been in my home. By this point, I didn't just check who she was. I looked at some of her other articles that she'd done, and she'd done some other questionable articles in the beauty industry. Then I started looking at some of the articles, and there were photos on the articles that you could tell were screenshots from hidden cameras. And I remember when she was in my house, she kept shuffling about, and her body language was really strange. And it just suddenly dawned on me, I thought, you've had a hidden camera in my house. So first of all, I contacted the police and I said, look, I've had a journalist in my home. She had a hidden camera in my house. My son at one point came downstairs into my workroom in his underwear because he'd just got out the shower. So I was like, listen, I'm not happy for somebody to film my child. And the police were basically like, listen, journalists can do what they want. Like, we don't have any way of dealing with them. Once they printed the article, my business was done.
So what happened? They printed the article and it said what?
They said that I disfigured a client, which is untrue. They said that I was not qualified, that I wasn't insured, that I wasn't licensed. And basically they basically called me a rogue beautician, a cowboy cosmetic. They made people scared to come to me, and they made me out to be a criminal. It was a double-page spread. It had photos of me. It told them the village that I lived in, so everyone in the village was calling me scum.
Oh.
Yeah, like my neighbours were shouting scum at me and stuff because I live in a really nice little village. And they were, oh my God, they were trolling me like you wouldn't believe. You'd thought I'd killed somebody the way they were trolling me. Every beautician, I think, in England that ever thought I was some sort of competition were loving it. I had customers that had come to me for years, and it's affected some of my family relationships now forever. You know, I don't have any relationship with my mother or my siblings, and that ultimately is because of that article and because people believe what they read. If I hadn't have proved in the way that I did, if I hadn't have gone to Ipso, and then if I hadn't have then gone a step further and you know, taken a libel case to the Mail and won, I don't think my business would have recovered. And if I'm being completely honest, I don't think I would be here now either. Yeah.
So tell me about the libel case.
So once the Ipso had upheld my complaint, which they didn't do a good job, but they upheld the most important bit.
They did uphold it?
Yeah, I was one of the less than 1% that they upheld, but they didn't have a choice, John. I emailed them every single day for 8 months, and I told them how bad it was affecting my health. I told them that I was suicidal. I made it very clear that I wasn't going to go away until they made them print the truth. And then when they upheld the complaint, they said the Mail had to print a correction on page 2 of the Mail on Sunday.
Page 2?
Yep.
Come on.
It wasn't printed on page 2.
No.
They had a more important story about Harry and Meghan, apparently. What they'd printed about me initially was a double-page spread.
Yeah.
And the correction
is this side.
A little sentence, the tiniest sentence. I couldn't even find it. My friend found it, and she was like, oh, they have printed it, I found it. Nobody could find it.
Oh,
It was a
it's
joke.
hilarious.
And also, nobody was talking about that. When I was, putting all over social media, yay, they've printed a correction, nobody gave a damn. When you sat down, you said, the paper ruined your business. The paper ruined my mental health. My business will survive because I'm very good at my job. My business came back and my business is okay. What they did to my mental health was unforgivable. My son nearly ended up without a mother because of that. Because I didn't leave my bedroom for months. Like, when it was before I even, when it was all ongoing, I think this was just when I was dealing with IPSO, I did not leave my bedroom. I didn't shower. I didn't brush my teeth. I didn't eat. I was living on cups of tea that my child was making for me. Yeah, I cost them a lot of money, I did. But no matter how much money they had to spend on their legal fees, my legal fees and my compensation, it was never going to be enough to make what they did to me and my son okay. It'll never be okay, and that's why I still do things like this where I do speak about it, because there's a lot of people, because the way media law is set up, it's not set up to help people like me.
No.
My case cost hundreds of thousands in legal fees. I didn't have that money to do that. I was just fortunate enough that I came across a lawyer who basically was my hero. Hacked off, put me in touch with him. He's called Jonathan Code. He asked me what happened and I told him. And he said, there's not really any such thing. There's no win, no fee in media law. He said, but I'm going to do something for you. He said, I'm going to take on your case and I'm going to help you. I said, listen, I've researched you and I know that you deal with royal family, you deal with celebrities. You don't need my case. Like, why have you taken my case on? And he said, because I'm a devout Christian and you need me. And I thought, wow, because I used to go to bed every night during this period, and I'm not religious, but I went to bed every night and I got on my knees and I begged and I prayed and I said, you need to send somebody to help me, because I didn't know what to do. And so then when he said that to me, I thought, oh my God, I might have to start going to church.
Well, at least there's some decent people around,
Yeah.
right? Even if they're not Fleet Street editors.
Yeah.
Danielle, I just want to thank you for telling us this. And It's
Yeah.
very touching. Thank you. And thank Jonathan Code, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks.
Absolutely. Thank you.